Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Good job.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hey, welcome to our, in honor of dads, Father's Day episode. It was kind of a last minute decision, like very last minute. We're like, wait.
Yeah, Father's Day is tomorrow.
It's Father's
Or Sunday.
This weekend. That's okay. As long as I know, it's okay. Because we're celebrating you. So you're not on the hook for anything, babe. Just, it's all good.
So also, what else is happening? The U.S. Open is this weekend.
Oh,
So
great.
That's great for dads.
I'll put that right on into my phone calendar.
Round 4 on Sunday on Father's Day. But the most important thing is the Raptors just won the NBA championship. Woo!
Boom! We are the champions.
Canada.
Oh, yeah, that's a better choice. Guys, we have been geeking out so hard. Like, literally, so the Raptors are...
Kiwami River. Kiwami River.
Oh, babe. Good notes. Early in the morning, you got range.
My new favorite player.
Yeah, we were kind of jumping all over the place. But yeah, so our date night... we did go for dinner once, which was great. We turned off the TV, got out of the pajamas, got out of my overalls.
We did have to change our date night because of...
This is how addicted to the Raptors. The NBA Finals, we've been so addicted. And Chris was like, let's go on a date on Thursday. And then it was game night. So literally called the babysitter, was like, we need to be home. So could you come on Wednesday instead? So yeah, we're that hooked. And they wrapped it up last night. Wrapped it up.
Week wide.
I've realized about myself that, so I knew I was competitive. I think you knew as well.
Oh yeah.
But I'm a little concerned about when I'm like a soccer mom or whatever sport our child wants to play.
I think the good thing is we've never been competitive about the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Kind of balances. You mean we'll be there for each other
well, like
to
if
rein
you
it
were,
in?
If you were a Chicago Bears fan,
Oh.
I probably wouldn't have married you. So.
Oh, good to know. I do like the colors of the team, but that's as far as it goes.
They do have the best colors. But as a Vikings fan, I mean, that's the one thing that I'm like kind of ridiculously competitive about.
That's true, and I'm not going to get in your way. I'm not going to get in your way with that.
Not with that. And with basketball, I mean, we never really had a team in Winnipeg, so we're all just kind of universally Raptors fans in Canada.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they are Canada's team. We are the North. We are so excited. Like, I'm just looking at all the feeds on my Instagram, and everybody's just going bonkers. And, I mean, our managers in Toronto, we lived there for a really short time, so this was like a major deal. Okay, we are going on and on, but...
Okay, one more thing. I saw a really funny, as Steph Curry was walking out of the arena,
yeah,
they caught him FaceTiming Drake.
No
or
way!
Drake, he was either way, they were FaceTiming with each other, and Drake was just like congratulating him on a great season, and,
wow.
And Curry was like, you guys earned it, it's great.
Wow.
Just like, there's so much love in basketball.
I mean, maybe Drake is a Christian.
Maybe. God's plan.
I mean, you just never... Guys, I'm not going to judge. Okay, we're not going to talk about that. But anyways, that's
Maybe
really cool.
Drake, if you're listening, if you want to be on the podcast, we'll have room for you. We'll make you coffee.
We will kick our kids out so that if you want to drop some F-bombs and stuff, they won't hear. Okay. Wow. I need to drink my coffee. Okay. Guys, see, this is why we decided...
Now I'm sweating.
This is why we decided to do a podcast.
Yeah, light it up.
Around our kitchen table, because you can be honest around your own kitchen table, but around someone else's, you got to be kind of like...
There you go, yeah.
You got to be a little more reserved, you know? We're not doing this podcast to be reserved. We're doing this to have a blast and be honest and hopefully encourage you along the way. Anyways.
Sorry. Real men wear makeup.
Yeah, if you are only listening, not watching, little dab.
Dab will do ya.
Dab will do ya. Anyway, yeah, so we have been having date nights on the couch. It does not suck. Let's be honest. Sometimes you want to get out of the PJs, sometimes you don't. And it's been so much fun. We'll like put the kids down. The game starts at 8, and then it's date night. And luckily, we have not done very many things awesome as parents. A few. One good thing is we trained the crap out of our kids to sleep. We are like, you will sleep. We live on tour buses with adults that will hate us if you do not sleep. So our kids, guys, they sleep at least 12 hours a night. They're down at 7:30. They're not getting up till at least 7. So it's date night on the couch. And that is like, that's gold.
It's gold, Jerry.
So anyway, to all the dads out there and just the parents in general, welcome to the Father's Day podcast. I married an amazing man. You're an amazing man. I always knew that.
I thought you were going to say I married an amazing dad. It's like, I wasn't a dad when you married me.
I was going to say that, but I think it's because in my mind's eye, I knew you were going to be so natural at the role. I don't know. I want to start off by saying, do you feel like a natural? Because you look like a natural.
I'm not sure that I've felt natural at anything other than playing music, but as soon as Milo came along, I got it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not that I know everything that there is to know, but...
Yeah. Something clicked?
Yeah, I remember the first night holding him in the hospital and kind of freaking out in my brain, like having a mild anxiety attack. Just about all the things that I would need to learn, all the things I need to get good at. And it's almost like I saw Milo look at me and be like, Dad, it's okay. One day at a time. Let's just enjoy.
I didn't know that.
Just enjoy this day. And then it was like, okay.
Wow, that's good.
I can do this.
I mean, he still looks at you like that. You know?
He has the sweetest. He's just the sweetest.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard that said a lot, that God made babies cute, because there's a lot of diapers and a lot of hard things, but they're so cute. It's hard to stay mad. You know, it's hard to stay mad at those little buggers.
It's true.
Oh, man. That's so sweet, babe. Well, when I had Milo, just because I was having him, so I don't know, where were you? Were you like down?
You definitely had him.
Were you down catching the baby? I can't remember. Were you up by my head?
I was kind of midstream. I was...
midstream.
I watched...
Literally.
I didn't have like the, you know...
The ultimate view?
The ultimate view, yes. I was holding your hand. I think I was like... Oh
yeah, I was really gripping for dear life.
But I started watching, and I didn't see his head come out, but I could see like all their faces. They're just like, keep pushing, and it's like, oh, here he comes.
And didn't he kind of fly out?
Well, it took you a second to get the head.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's the hard part.
Whatever it's called. And then after that, they were like, okay, one more big push, and then it was just like... And like everything, the whole world came out, and we're just like, okay, that is not like the movies.
Well, maybe it's better that you were up by my head, because I still want to like have a lot of sex with you. Maybe if you were down there, you would have been like, I don't know. No. Okay, good, perfect.
I'm not like that.
Oof. This is a really good talk, because we haven't talked about many of these things before. So why not bring the world into it?
It takes a lot to gross me out.
Yeah. But, you know, I've never asked you your perspective on all this.
And we'll get to this, but that sort of comes from my dad, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. Well, we can go there. I mean...
We don't have to go there, like, right away.
That's great. No, that's great. I mean, we're just you're going to lead the way on this one. But, so, I don't know about everybody watching, listening, but we grew up in pretty similar family values. Like, we had married parents, which is an incredible blessing. You know,
But by no means were our dads the same.
No, that is exactly right. And I remember the first we both grew up in Winnipeg. All our family was in Winnipeg. Monday night dinner was your family. Sunday night dinner was my family. And my family was like, I don't think I've ever heard my dad fart. He definitely doesn't belch. Like, he doesn't belch. I'm sure he doesn't.
No.
And we didn't start eating till my mom sat down after making all the food. It was just like a little bit more proper, a lot of manners, very polite.
And until recently, no one swore.
No, it was very
no
clean, very clean.
And not that I'm like advocating for like swearing is okay. It's not okay. It's just, it was, you know, it happened. It was in my household.
Right.
And the one time that I let it slip on the volleyball court at your place, the whole world stopped and was just like, and I was like, oh no, what did I do?
Well, and we all have those moments, right, where you're like, I love this person. Like, by the time you're doing family dinner night together, you're married, you're like, oh my goodness. Then it gets real because then you're combining families, essentially, and you're combining the way you grew up. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not how we do it. And then the first year or two of marriage, I feel like for us, was adjusting to family life and how each of us grew up more than anything else. Because the dating, falling in love, like you just have blinders on. Like you just do.
I think we've said this before. We fought about the gym, and then there were some tears about family too.
Yeah, there were. Because my family was so tight. And almost like overly so. It was hard to join your groove. Yeah. And so then, Sunday night to Monday night dinners, we got to Monday night dinner, and the first dinner we had together at your parents' place, oh man, I remember your dad letting one rip at the table, and I almost died. I almost love you, Dad Rad. You know how much I love you. Best bear hug on the planet. But I almost died.
When my dad would start doing like this, we'd sort of lean to one side. It's like, oh, no, Dad, no.
This really happened. It happened.
It happened.
And your mom was so sweet. And so she made this beautiful dinner, a different salad for each person to your preferences, which was also insane to me. I'm like, sorry, babe. I will never make 4 different salads with almonds for one, dressing on the side for another, no carrots for Billy, Bob, and Joe. Like, no, that is not happening.
Those actual names. My brother's name is Billy, Bob, and Joe.
But your mom was amazing, so patient and just like so servant-hearted while your dad's belching at the table and she's clearing the dishes. I was like, what have I caught myself into? I'm just kidding. But I was like, okay, so there's going to be some adjustments here. But anyway, that's what it's all about. So we grew up with amazing dads, like literally salt of the earth dads. Of course.
I thought your dad was a pastor.
Yeah, Chris thought my dad was the pastor of our church.
Still, that's the response. Still elicits that visceral a response.
I mean, Bernard he could be in charge of anything, so you didn't really misinterpret that. But I don't think he's ever dreamed of being a pastor. I think that's way down the list for him.
Yeah.
So anyway, our dads are incredibly different as well. And I think you're such a beautiful combination of your parents. And I have loved watching you be a dad.
I toned down the bathroom humor a little bit more.
You know what I appreciate, babe? You've kind of been like bathroom.
I actually clean the bathroom.
I can handle the bathroom humor if you're cleaning the bathroom. It can all happen.
There's the secret, guys.
And it can all happen in the bathroom. You can just stay there.
Yeah.
Do we really need to bring that to the table?
Not to the table.
No,
it doesn't. I've learned.
Okay, that's good to know.
I've evolved at least that much.
Except, let's be honest. So I just want to.
When Mama is away.
Good segue. So I was just in LA visiting my sister who had baby Sky, who you guys all met on Instagram, and congratulated her. She's beautiful. And my sister and I had our first babies at the same time, so we couldn't really be there for each other. We just hung out in that season together.
That's right.
But when she had Sky, I was like, babe, I want to go be there and hang out and just hold baby Sky. I want to be auntie full on with no distractions. And after a little while, you were like, I can do this. I can have 2 boys for 3 nights and 4 days by myself. I knew you could. I had no doubt in my mind.
Oh, I was like...
But how did you feel?
Internally, it was like... I mean, I can do this. I can keep them alive.
That's all that really matters.
And we planned it over their daycare days as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That
was a nice... there was like a middle of the day where it was like, okay, just breathe, just get everything ready again.
I'm sure every dad that has a working wife
it dawned on me when I dropped you off at the airport. It's like, I've never even just stayed with Milo alone.
Wow, I don't think I stopped to think about that.
Which was not on purpose. I think it was just when we
were touring.
When we had Milo, we were on the road pretty much constantly.
Yeah.
And then Ziggy came along and we were on the road again for like half a year, and then things started to slow down a little bit just in our season.
Yeah.
But we just never really had.
So
the
I
chance.
get on the airplane and you're just sitting there like, what?
And I only went away. I went to the U2 concert with my dad and my brother.
Yeah.
And that was the only time that I had been away.
Yeah.
From Milo. So it was like we were all kind of like together for a long time. So, anyways, it just kind of hit me as I was driving away. It's like, oh, it's game on now.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I was thinking about you, but there was not a doubt in my mind that you'd have a blast. And the cool thing is I just knew you would do it your way. So what was your way? What did it really look like while I was away?
3 letters. ZOO.
Every time I FaceTimed you, you were at the zoo.
We have a zoo pass. We have a zoo membership. The zoo is literally like a Tiger Woods 3-iron that way, and I would pick them up. So there was a plan. Was the first day, we'll go to the zoo and we'll just hang out. We'll get popcorn. We'll play on the jungle gym. And for the first like 20 minutes or so, Milo was not having it. It was super hot. It was like 90 degrees. And we just kind of sat in the rhino tent for like 20 minutes
You're
until
like, everyone's alive.
Until he sort of like got his bearings, and then we had a lot of fun. And
okay, so the zoo, we got that part.
Got the zoo, and then everything was okay after that. We had dinner and did bedtime and read stories, and I did like normal dad routine. So the zoo was the connecting point to go. I can make it through the zoo. Once the zoo's done, it's basically like dinner, bed, like dinner, stories, bed. You're kind of home free. Yeah. So the same thing for 3 days. Okay. Yeah, the next morning. The mornings were a little bit interesting because I am not a morning person. So I had to like keep them occupied while I was making coffee just so I could be like somewhat present. So that took a little more effort. Was that where the screen time came in? Screen time. Yeah. Let's be honest. There's an hour a day where that has to happen. Hard Hat Harry and Blippi? Paw Patrol. Blippi's the all-time favorite. Thank you, Blippi, for making our mornings work. BLIPPI. Well, I'm just eating all my toast right now because you were talking. Yeah, it's so good. And then, well, you killed it. So the end of that day, it was like, what the heck? Let's go to the zoo again. Yeah, I'm like, we only got like not even halfway through the zoo. The zoo is big, and for 2 little kids, we're giving you a lot of detail about the zoo. If you wanted to know. So the second day was the zoo. Very well. The third day, I totally planned to not go to the zoo, and then we ended up pulling out of the parking lot, chasing a garbage truck, and the garbage truck drove past the zoo. At which point Milo said, Dada, the zoo. What the heck? So you can never have too much zoo popcorn. I agree. And for all those like moms out there and dads who are like, don't ever leave me in this situation. You can go to work, but come home at night. I do not want to do like 3 days solo as a dad. You can do it. Chris was incredible at it. And moms, I think it's harder for us to step away. It's like sometimes I hear that pretty consistently from my friends that, we get into our roles as parents. And I think a lot of the time, not all the time, mom's role is more the feeding of the children. And right. So there's this like, I have to laugh. We just have to laugh about this together. But yeah, like until I left you alone, I feed the kids pretty much all the meals. And I remember telling you I'm going away, or I'll step out the door like to get an hour to myself and it'll be over a meal time. And Chris is like, so what do I feed them? And I'm like, what do you feed them? Like, you're in the house every day when I'm feeding them. How do you not know what to feed them? But I just like to include you in the process. That's so kind. And I realized that women, we're just multitaskers, I think, by nature, and we've kind of had to be. And it's not a good or a bad thing. This is not like a diss. It's just if you're not feeding them, you're not paying attention to the food. Whereas I'm kind of always like there's one eye and one ear in like all of it. If women were not multitaskers, and I'll just say this, the world, like the human race would not exist. Wow. Okay. That's just simple fact right there. But to your credit, I stepped away from the feeding and the food, and Milo has never liked eating. So to be honest with you guys, that has been the biggest stress about being his mom. He is such an amazing kid and so easy on so many levels. We may or may not have done Chick-fil-A. Every day? Maybe I need to adjust my thinking and just do Chick-fil-A every day, because that is a stress point for me. So honestly, going to visit my sister and meeting Sky was amazing, and hanging out with my siblings, but even more was a break from feeding mainly Milo. Well, and I had a trick that is not really, you probably wouldn't, well, you wouldn't be able to replicate, and you probably are not a big fan of, but there was excessive belching when you were gone. So I would like belch and then get Milo to belch and then stuff food in his mouth when he... I thought you said you didn't take the bathroom, you were around the table. Well, belching isn't bathroom humor.
Okay, so that makes sense. Because when I got home, so first of all, I got home to signs.
But every time I would be like, okay, not when Mama comes home.
Well, that didn't really work.
It didn't really work, no.
Because I walked in the door to the most beautiful, if you need to go check out the sign Chris drew and painted with the kids. It was unbelievable. It was like, welcome home, Mama. And they I was so spoiled. I literally felt like the queen of the world for like a day, a couple hours. It was amazing. And then Milo belches at the table, and I don't laugh. I'm like dead stone-faced, trying so hard, butt cheeks clenched, and like I'm just like, don't laugh. It was hilarious, but I'm like, I'm not laughing. And he goes, Mama, is that funny? I was like, no, Mama does not think that's funny. Oh, Dada does. I was like, what has happened while I've been away?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why is it so funny? Like, it honestly, sincerely is not that funny to me. Like, it's kind of haha, but not really.
I think it's kind of like if you eat asparagus,
Yeah.
and your pee smells funny.
Yeah.
Some people that happens to, and some it doesn't. And I don't know if it's like, and I don't know if it's
just
like
a random.
It actually makes. I've heard that it's actually a sensor in your nose that you can't smell it. It all smells the same.
Okay.
Maybe it's the same for bodily noises. Some people
That's
think
a
it's
theory.
funny.
That's a theory. And some dads thought it was funny.
My
so your
mom-
dad thought it was
look,
funny, so you
my
think it's
mom
funny.
did not think it was funny.
Yeah. But she did not win because you all.
She did not win, and
No.
she had the funniest farts.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
man.
I'm getting uncomfortable with the amount of bathroom humor that's in this book.
She had funny belches, like burps too.
Sorry,
like,
guys.
It would just kind of like leak out. It would just be like a.
Well, for the first year of our marriage, I did not fart around you. Just to,
No,
let's
you
be
didn't.
completely honest. We were in a tiny little bachelor apartment.
Not to your knowledge, anyways.
Well, in my sleep.
Obviously. There's Dutch oven every night.
Okay. But I remember leaving. I had a bit of a dairy allergy, and I didn't really know, and it caused major problems. I remember going outside to fart. I was like, I can't. He won't love me anymore. And if I would have known it was the most endearing quality, you love me more.
Well.
Oh, not.
No, I do.
Not the case. Okay, right. So you want me to join in the fun, but you still want me to be like nice smelling, pretty wife.
You slept like a log, so it helped me know that you were still alive.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no doubt there.
No doubt.
Okay, well.
You had some like toast in your teeth.
Oh, can you help me?
Yeah, it's like right there. Can you feel the seed?
Yeah. No.
Let's see. Yeah, still there.
Oh well, it's just gonna be there. Sorry, guys.
It's joining the podcast today.
So, Milo came home with this. If you're just listening, maybe go watch the video for a second. It's all about Dad, and he made it at his daycare. He's 3. Milo's 3 years old. So why don't you read off what Milo thinks about you, Chris?
My dad is 3 years old. My dad's job is to go home.
Let's just stop right there.
Okay.
So he's actually,
Pause.
It sounds random, but Chris drives the tour bus home. I think he nailed it. I think he nailed it.
I mean, when you told me that, it's like, that just...
To go home.
It's the sweetest thing. My dad's job is to drive us home.
Because we always say, okay, Milo, Dad's going to drive us home. Have a good sleep. He sleeps through the night. We wake up at home. Dad drives us home.
The next two are fairly straightforward. Dad's favorite color is blue.
Correct.
Which is pretty good because Milo's is orange, so he actually knew that mine was not the same as his.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite food is burgers.
Nailed it.
True. The best thing my dad cooks is mac and cheese.
Have you ever made the mac and cheese?
I don't know how he did that.
I feel like he just randomly put that in.
I think that there was some teacher intervention.
Yeah, because I don't think you've ever made a mac and cheese.
Yeah. I do make a mean quesadilla, though. My dad is really good at making cake. Also false.
I think he associates like donuts and treats maybe with
but
you.
I don't make any of that. I make great coffee.
Yeah, he just likes cake. He's projecting onto you that he wants you to make cake.
Okay, I love my dad because he takes care of me.
That is so sweet and
I mean,
true.
I'd try it.
Thanks, Milo.
If he's 3 and he thinks that, then we're in a good place.
He drew you in red and orange.
My dad looks like this.
Red and orange.
Fire.
Someone DM'd and said, "Does Chris have a temper? Is that why Milo drew him red?" I'm
No,
like,
he did not.
Yes. I'm like, no, Chris is probably the most even keel. I mean, he's a 9 on the Enneagram, which means underneath the surface, there's maybe some anger. But you are probably the most calm dad.
It gets vented during Vikings games.
Yeah. Between the two
because
of us.
they never win when they're supposed to win, and it just all comes out, and then it's out, and I'm fine. It's like a balloon that just gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, like, you are not the one with any anger problems. What has been...
I had to say, looking at that picture, the banner that we made for you, your welcome home sign, I had totally intended to be, like, very flowery and motherly.
Yeah, flowery and motherly, okay.
Well, I mean, like, because your favorite color is yellow.
Right.
But somehow we ended up with dark blue and black.
And aliens,
red,
like little alien
and red
people.
as kind of the color palette, so it ended up being much more apocalyptic than I originally intended. Dinosaurs chasing little children, and
well, I loved it anyways because my love language is basically like, I don't know what category, but just like notes and cards. So like Chris will, like, you're so sweet, you'll buy like 10 cards just to have on hand. It's like my favorite thing, just being surprised by love. Like, he thought of me, wrote a card. So that was like the biggest card I've ever gotten in my life. So I was so happy about it.
Evangelistic cards, just like, here, I love you.
Hey, it works. I'm like, every single time. What has surprised you in a good way? Like, what's been the funnest thing and like maybe the hardest thing about being a dad?
The funnest thing is just having fun. I love, I mean, I love, that sounds stupid.
No, it doesn't.
I love playing with them. I love, I mean, we're still maybe a year away from like real Lego play. And then that'll be a win for you. Mm-hmm. But it's been really fun watching both of them get into music.
You guys jam hard,
when
like
they
every
jam,
day.
Now when they jam, it's like, it's full on. I mean, Milo can keep a beat now.
Yeah.
And Ziggy goes all in. I mean, he's going to be...
Yeah.
He's going to be like the crowd pleaser, I think.
Yeah, so we had a couple dads DM us and ask you, how do you transition from like work life to home life, which is a loaded question for us because our work life, when we're on the road, you have a very clear day and it's not really with the kids. Like, you drive all night. So the reality is you have to sleep and then you set up the stage and get ready for the show. Yeah,
I wish that I could be more helpful, but
no.
I kind of feel like the kids are almost like relief. Like, especially if we've just finished a show and we're like, we've just gone through the signing line and we've met a bunch of people and it's really great. It's always great to hear people's stories, but then I see Milo and Ziggy, I'm like, oh, this is my home. Like,
well, because, my
home on the road,
So, our jobs on the road are different. When we're home, we spend a lot of time all together. But I feel like, so Milo and Ziggy are in daycare Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We work those days, and then we pick them up, and it is real. There is a transition time from like, okay, one muscle you're working all day, whether you're editing the podcast, whether you're editing my Motivational Mondays. Chris does all the editing and all the videoing. So like, and maintaining the bus, like those are all your roles and responsibilities. Mine are totally different. So to get back to jam.
Laundry. You forgot laundry.
Oh, I've never done laundry. So Chris does all the laundry. Is that what your encouragement to dads would be, that when you get home from picking up Milo and Ziggy from daycare and it's like, bam, you're into dad life, is jamming, you join their world and you do something they want to do instead of forcing them to do something you want to do? How do you deal with switching headspaces? Yeah,
I mean, I think that I have to kind of tell my brain to do that and get off your phone. And that's probably the most important thing.
Right. Yeah.
But like, and they're both totally into trucks and excavators and all that kind of stuff. But they love to just go in our music room and jam too. And so sometimes that's
like your happy place.
Sometimes how we'll just kind of get everything flowing is go in there and just start hitting the drums, and then they get really excited and we dance around. And
I think that is it. You almost need a transition moment where everyone gets into a new flow together. Yeah. Because it is still like 4 personalities, even though they're small, combined, and you're just trying to find that rhythm.
And they love to wrestle.
Yeah.
Man, it's a real thing. And I'm sure, I mean, we just don't have girls. I'm sure it's the same thing. They just need to get that.
Yeah, work it out.
The juices out. Just
totally.
You know.
So that's
we're not into like full elbow contact yet, but man, Ziggy would be all in. I mean, I think he tries to hurt me.
He's very strong. We named him Bear for a reason.
Yeah, he's a bear.
And then people wanted to know what the hardest thing about being a dad is for you.
It's funny because I love them to pieces, but I think it's just in my head, when we put them down for a nap, all I'm thinking is just keep sleeping. I love my time. I love just like
just sleep for 5 hours.
Chilling, just working, just sleep. And then, but as soon as they wake up, that switches off and it's like, okay, yeah.
So just giving up, you're a 9 on the Enneagram. You're a pro napper. You work really hard in life, but you also have limited energy. Everyone does. So for you, that would probably be true though, right? Like just keeping that energy up for the times you need it up and napping when you need to nap. Like just kind of putting your energy in the right spots.
Yeah, and whining is tough.
The whining is so hard. Oh, it's so hard.
And 75% of the time it's our fault. Like it's something that either we've kept them up too long or they're hungry and we just don't realize it.
That's a really good point.
Or something. But yeah, when the poor kid just doesn't want to eat, I'm like, whoa, it's so good. This food is so good. What's wrong with you?
When you love food and your kid doesn't, it is a conundrum. It is a riddle that is hard to solve. But I just want to take a second and say to you and everybody, you are so good at being a dad your way. And I think that's life in general. You marry someone, you have blinders on, you just love them so much, but then you get to know the real you and you get married, and we've been married 15 years. And now you've been a dad for 3, and it's just been so cool to just watch you become a dad and do it your way. And you don't need to be a dad like your dad or mine. I thought that for a minute. I'm like, do it this way. This is what being a dad looks like. This is what my dad did, because I adore my dad. He's
your
amazing.
Dad's the best.
He was my basketball coach. Won a couple bringing it full circle. Won a couple championships in junior varsity. I lived for basketball. My dad he pushed me hard and he coached me well. And okay, anyway, side note, the 3, I'm the one that makes it all about me all the time. So we'll get back to you. Complimenting you and turning it into my own story.
Happy Dad Father's Day.
But all that to say, yeah, you have these images and perceptions of what being a dad is. And we've really you've made it your own and you do it your way and you're so good at it. And I think one of the stories that is just a testament to how awesome of a person you are also, and a son you are. Let's end this podcast by you telling the story about your dad's birthday.
The Beatle Jam.
Was it 65? His 65th?
It was his 60th birthday.
Oh, it was 60. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it was 10 years ago.
I think it was sort of my spark of an idea, but my brother and I, we went full on.
Yeah, you did.
We schemed and...
Tell everybody what you did.
Okay, so I was playing gigs with a couple of guys that, we did a bunch of cover songs and we did a Beatles song one night, and I just thought, man, my dad would love to jam with these guys because he's a Beatlemaniac. And he plays piano and he's super musical. He can play any Beatles song just by ear.
Well, and I should mention, every time we had rehearsals at your parents' house, your dad...
Oh, gosh.
He could play everything by ear. He'd show up with a flute.
There were some Anchorman moments for sure. We'd just be in the full throttle rehearsal, and my dad would come down in his tighty whities and pull out his flute and just be we'd be playing the most hard rocking song, and he'd just come down and just start jamming.
But your dad is the reason you play music.
So
he
funny.
made you your first guitar. That was a wooden guitar. He schooled you on Beatles. All the good music because of your dad. You would rehearse in the basement. He would join.
Yeah.
And he basically supported and helped fund
he would
a lot of
come
your
down
bands.
and shut up, keep it down. He would come down and join in,
which is incredible. So keep going.
Right. So he was at this point he was 59, and it was a long ways away. I had tons of time, and just the idea came up. Why don't we do a gig? Why don't we do a Beatles jam?
Yeah, for his party.
I had no idea how excited everyone got about
300 of his closest friends and family.
Not just that, even before that, I would ask all of my friends who were musicians, all the guys that I thought these guys are great musicians, they all said yes, like without even thinking about it.
To join the band.
This is going to be awesome.
So it's like you and like 6 of your buddies.
The only question mark was that I chose a bunch of songs that were very piano driven, you know, like Lady Madonna and Get Back and like all these like piano solos, and they're just like, dude, no one's playing these in rehearsal. Like, how are we going to do this? And I just said, you just gotta trust me. Like
he knows these songs.
He knows these. He's gonna know.
So set the stage. We're out for dinner. We're eating Indian food.
And me and my brother and you
because it's
and
a
Char,
surprise.
like we all know. So me and my brother are just like eating tandoori chicken like this. We're just like, I'm so excited. I'm so jacked. And
I can't believe your dad didn't know. It's crazy.
And we somehow, my brother and I left separately. I don't know. I forget how the plan went.
You got there. We took him for ice cream to stall till you were all set up.
Right. We went to like, whatever it was. And we gave you guys a set list.
Yep.
And so my brother and I went to the venue and set everything. We had everything set up in the afternoon. And you guys pulled up and it was packed. Like 300, like people from... you know, that he hadn't seen in like 10 years, like business associates from Europe had flown over to come to this thing.
It was crazy.
Like, this is insane.
So he walks in, we give him the set list and he's like, what is that? He didn't get it. He's like, it said Billy Shear's birthday
He walked
bash.
in and all of us sang a cappella the song Because around the mic as he walked in. And he just like walked in like a daze and was like, I know that person he's from Italy. I know this my wife's cousin. Like, what is going on here? And then we kicked into Birthday and pulled the sheet off of his piano, which we had set up in the corner, and just said, come on up. And he just like laid right into it. And everyone on stage, all my buddies were just like, holy cow, he can really do this.
It was the best birthday party of all time. Your dad said besides getting married and like meeting Jesus, this was the best thing of sorry, not meeting Jesus.
It was meeting Jesus, meeting my mom, Beatles night.
And you guys went on to play a ton of Beatles gigs together, and it's the sweetest thing. And now our kids are Beatlemaniacs and jam with Grandpa all the time.
Hey Miley, you want to come say hi?
You can come say hi, honey.
Come.
So our kids have been playing outside this whole time. They've done so great with Miss Melanie. So to all the dads out there, Happy Father's Day. Can you say Happy Father's Day to Dada?
Happy Father's Day.
I love you. Kiss.
Nice. We love you all. You're rocking it.
You don't do
Way to be great dads and figure it out along the way. We love you. We salute you. Where would we be without you? Love you, babe.
Love you.
Say bye to everybody. See ya.
Yeah.